Good day, my great viewers, subscribers, and co-analysts from all over the world. It is another brand new Monday in Nigeria, and the citizens of the largest black nation in the world are still stuck in misery, poverty, and hopelessness, despite being one of the most blessed nations ever known to man, all because of failure in the area of leadership. The TINUBU administration has the largest cabinet in the history of our democracy, and instead of producing results, the cabinet members are turning on each other. Just about 48 hours ago, spokesperson Ajuri Ngelale resigned from TINUBU's cabinet, and there are rumors that he was forced to resign or get sacked because of his fight with another spokesperson of TINUBU's, Mr. Bayo Ononuga. These are two men fighting who ought to be working together. Do you now see why the communication department of Aso Rock is in a mess? Months ago, the CBN governor publicly blasted the economic team that shares palliatives, saying they are making inflation worse in Nigeria with their palliative sharing. And days later, a member of the palliative sharing economic team, Tope Fasua, who is also the special advisor to TINUBU on the economy, went on air and criticized the CBN governor's policy of combating inflation by increasing interest rates. He said that is the worst thing anybody can think of doing in Nigeria. That was what he said about the CBN's economic policy. So we have another two who should be working together on the economy, fighting. Little wonder the economy is in a mess. And few hours ago, another heavy misunderstanding broke out between the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and the chairman of the Presidential Tax Committee, Taiwo Oyedele. Before I show you details of this misunderstanding and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Now, this ardent TINUBU supporter was hit heavily by the consequences of bad governance. This man on your screen, Akomolafe Henrik Bankole, supported TINUBU to the point that he backed the evil demolition of houses that was carried out in Lagos. He praised the Lagos State Commissioner of Environment, Tokunbo Wahab, in this tweet. He wrote, "Tokunbo Wahab is doing a good job. If Lagos is flooded, we would blame him. If the demolition touches edgy spots, we would scream blames. However, at Follow Lagos has a lot of work to do. Buildings should never be allowed to sprout on such channels before order is enforced." This was in response to Tokunbo Wahab saying, "We are not demolishing any property. The ministry is only removing contravening structures obstructing the free flow of rainwater, which has over the years caused massive flooding in Lagos." Now, this was not the situation. There were actually demolition houses. People were coming out complaining. But this man, Akomolafe Henrik Bankole, supported the Lagos state government. He also tweeted this concerning FCT Abuja. He wrote, "Drive around FCT at night. The street lights are working. The roads are better. You don't have to be a fan of Nyesom Wike, but the man is showing workings." This was how he was going about, praising the APC, Wike, and TINUBU, and insulting anybody that stood in his way. Now, that same Wike, working for that same APC, has destroyed his business, which according to him is worth 150 million naira. And he cried out in a video with this caption, "I am heartbroken and angry. Yesterday, my 150 million naira investment in a poultry farm located in Lokogoma, Abuja, was destroyed by the guys from the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA. No warning, no prior notice, just pure destruction, and over 5,000 birds are dead." Then he attached this video.
See, all these chicken will eventually die. About 5,000 is dead now because this one has already exposed to water. And we still have smaller ones. So you can see you have destroyed all the buildings. More than 150 million naira worth of materials and properties. If you have left the livestock, you see some inside the container, they cannot survive because they are already on top of each other. This is not really nice. It's not really nice. It's not nice at all. There's no human face in this. I'm sure you too, you will not be comfortable if this property belongs to you, no matter the conservation you are trying to protect or what you are trying to protect. It's not nice at all. In this life that people see each other, they meet with each other, and one person is a friend to another. Now you are a friend to my friend, a very close friend to my friend. You can see them. All this chicken will die eventually. I don't know how I'm going to do it, and it's still going to rain today. So what will you do?
You saw that. Over 5,000 birds already dead. The ones still alive are eventually going to die. This was an unlawful demolition because there was no prior notice. But instead of showing compassion towards this man for a loss of, according to him, 150 million naira investment, Nigerians are mocking him. Because when Landmark Beach was demolished, these guys supported that evil act by Dave Umahi and TINUBU. And now it is your turn. The consequences of bad governance are far-reaching. No one is immune. So, Mr. Akomolafe, enjoy your loss. This should serve as a big lesson to Nigerians who are still supporting evil because they believe they are doing well. See, if the harsh economic policies don't ruin your business, kidnappers will come for you. And if you escape all that, the government itself will come for you, just as they have come for this Komolafe guy. Nigerians must put sentiments aside to save this sinking nation. Point blank, period. Now, let us look at that update heralding the misunderstanding between the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, and the Chairman of TINUBU's Tax and Fiscal Committee, Taiwo Oyedele. Just few days ago, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele came out to say that government was set to increase value-added tax from 7.5% to 10%. Take a look at it. We are proposing law to increase value-added tax VAT to 10%, Oyedele, Tax Committee Chairman. The Chairman, Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has announced that the committee is currently proposing a law to the nation's legislative body to increase value-added tax VAT from the current 7.5% to 10%. And as soon as the chairman of the tax committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, dropped this update, many Nigerians began complaining. Madishehu here says, go ahead. God will punish all of you for this your continued wickedness, greed, and lack of pity and compassion. The Otumba, who is a very, very strong APC supporter, also complained. He said, are you guys insensitive or what? Then he tagged another serious APC supporter. He said, at independent SIO, come and defend this one also. He's telling somebody who has been defending all government policies to come and justify this proposed increase of value-added tax from 7.5% to 10%. Now, here is the big issue, and this is where the crisis came from. Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of that tax committee, works and reports directly to TINUBU. So if he proposes something and even goes further to submit it to the legislative body, which is the National Assembly, there is every possibility that TINUBU has seen and approved that proposal. In fact, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele will not come out and declare a thing in that manner without first discussing it with TINUBU. So in a nutshell, the increase from 7.5% to 10% of VAT was agreed upon by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele and TINUBU. But after he declared it, the Minister of Finance, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, came out and gave a counter declaration on the VAT issue. And where he hit Mr. Oyedele and the tax committee a heavy blow was where he said fiscal policies are meant to promote economic development, not to increase poverty. Look at how the papers reported it. VAT remains 7.5%, says Edun. This development was communicated by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun. In a statement he signed on Monday, Edun clarified that the value-added tax rate remains unchanged at 7.5% in accordance with the nation's tax laws. The current VAT rate is 7.5%, and this is what the government is charging on a spectrum of goods and services to which the tax is applicable. Therefore, neither the federal government nor any of its agencies will act contrary to what our laws stipulate, EDUN affirmed. The tax system stands on a tripod, namely tax policy, tax laws, and tax administration. All the three must combine well to give us a sound system that gives vitality to the fiscal position of the government, the minister said. He noted that the government's fiscal policies are meant to promote economic development and not to encourage poverty. Our focus as a government is to use fiscal policy in a manner that promotes and enhances strong and sustainable economic growth, reduces poverty, as well as make businesses flourish, he stated. You heard that. Now, that was the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, kicking against an increase in value-added tax, VAT, which was proposed by TINUBU and his Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee, chaired by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. This is a very bold move by the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and I remember the words of APC chieftain Ibrahim Madibo, who referred to Wale Edun and CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso as textbook economists who don't know what to do in practical terms. I'm sure Wale Edun must have felt very insulted because so many things are going wrong in the economy and they are just flying around like that. And Wale Edun is now beginning to speak up against Tinubu's plan to raise VAT because he knows that at the end of the day, the blame will fall on him and Yemi Cardoso. Now, we all know that Tinubu is obsessed about raising taxes, so he's most probably going to go ahead and increase value-added tax from 7.5% to 10% as proposed by Taiwo Oyedele. But Wale Edun is making it clear here that that move does not sit well with him, that the move will increase poverty in Nigeria, and he is not in support of it. That is the confusion and crisis in Aso Rock right now. I won't be surprised if Wale Edun is sacked very soon or if he resigns, because this is like the third or fourth time he's challenging or going contrary to Tinubu. The most popular one was when he came out to expose that the government was paying subsidy, even stating the amount of subsidy the government was going to pay from August to December, while Tinubu was denying subsidy payment. So Edun might be shown the way out anytime soon. Now, let us talk about the NLC chairman that was arrested by the DSS. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: DSS arrests NLC president Joe Ajaero. Ajaero was arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on Monday on his way to the United Kingdom for an official assignment, the NLC said. Head of information of the NLC, Mr. Benson Upa, confirmed the arrest to Channels Television. The NLC president was billed to attend the Trade Union Congress conference in London, which begins today. Upa said the union does not know where Ajaero had been taken, but he had sent a message saying it was the DSS that arrested him. A statement by the union letter said the NLC president had been detained. The statement read in part, "We wish to categorically state that Comrade Ajaero has been detained without any legal warrant or formal instrument. Joe Ajaero is not a fugitive. His detention is therefore a brazen act of lawlessness and intimidation, as he has not been declared wanted by any law enforcement body. His detention is a brazen act of intimidation and completely unjustified under the laws of our nation. The mere contemplation of not just stopping a lawful citizen from traveling, but also sequestering his freedom is an affront to our democratic and natural rights as a people and as workers." His arrest and detention came about a week after he honored an invitation by the police on August 28th. He was released the following day after honoring the invitation. Wow. Only God knows what these guys are planning for this man, NLC chairman. when this man was just frolicking, going about with these guys, I was very, very worried for him. Just do your job. When you finish having a meeting with them, just leave. These people are not people you joke with. Now we don't even know what is going on. A lot of people are saying the man is a straight man. He didn't take any bribe from government, but you never can tell. Maybe he has taken bribe and now they have ground to hold him. Because the moment the price of petrol was taken from 617 naira to over 1,000 naira, I expected this man to declare a strike immediately. Because if at 617 naira, they are giving you 70,000 naira minimum wage, which everybody said was not enough. But they said, okay, let them just accept it because of private firms that might not be able to pay. If they complained about 70,000 naira when it was 617, then they took it up to 900, 1,000 without any consultation. And there was no reaction from NLC. So in a lot of ways, it was looking as if, it is looking as if the man has his hands soiled. But anyway, I don't want one person to carry the whole problem of Nigeria on his head. So I will just hope that this man come out of all these things unscathed. That is my prayer for him. But let's look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, I'm just wondering, who are the set of people advising this government? Everything about this government seems anti-people, more like a vendetta against the citizens. Is this what renewed hope means? I tire, my brother. Everything they do is just anti-people, the same way it was under Buhari. And that is why I say this is what the APC represents. Some people will come and say, I should not make it about party. Tell me, under which other party did we have this kind of thing in this country? Go to any state that is governed by APC. This is the energy that they are giving out to the people. And this tweet here by Blessing says, this is a way to silence him. Let the union declare indefinite strike if they are serious. I don't think they are. Because if they are, what are they still waiting for? And this tweet here by DSP says, very soon, the DSS spokesperson will deny the arrest of the Labour Congress president because this country is a big joke. You are arresting him on what grounds? Because he is pushing for the reversal of the pump price of petroleum. It is quite unfortunate. Is that not the normal thing for the NLC to do? And this tweet here says, him and NLC didn't stand with the people during the last End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria. Well. And Big Cedar here says, Nigeria Security Agency, who know how to create drama about irrelevant things. Why people are sponsoring bandits with billions of US dollars, politicians are stealing and laundering our money, and all you can do is to be going after NLC chairman. But this is the APC for you. They go after the common men. They don't want you to talk. They don't want journalists to talk. Look at everything going on in this country, and all they care about is how to silence the people. And this is why we keep telling the people, it is only ourselves that we have. These politicians all work together. They and the people at the top. You see those guys they sent to go and arrest the NLC chairman. They don't know anything. No? They just gave them an order. Go and pick him up. And they will move and go and pick him up. At the end of the month, they pay them their salaries, 120,000 or 150, 200,000. Money that is not enough for them to even cater for their families. But the people at the top are doing all these things, trying to silence anybody that wants to do anything against them. The people only have themselves, and that is why I keep saying stick together. Stick together. That is the only way out. I'm obeying the last order. What will the last order do for you? As a policeman, as a DSS man, as a military man? What has the last order you've been obeying for so many years done for you? Nigerians must put on their thinking caps. We are not getting out of this torture. We are not getting out of this slavery, this maltreatment by the government unless we unite and put our foot down and say enough is enough. And then we kick out the PDP and the APC that have held this country down for so many years so that we crown men whose hearts beat for the people. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.